let's not bury the lead here. Caleb of Gun Nuts Media ends up responding to Paul Harrell. He made an hour-long or a 50-minute long video responding to Paul Harrell's hour-long video. I'm surprised. I stated the only thing he should have done was made an apology, a sincere apology, owning up to his mistakes, taking personal responsibility. However, he did the exact opposite. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't bother watching the entire video. I only watched the beginning and the end because I'm curious as to how he starts this dumpster fire and how he ends it or puts it out. So let's go ahead and start with the beginning. He states that he spoke with a lawyer who actually practices law, and he gives him the rundown, and the lawyer states, well, he didn't have to respond. He shouldn't have responded at all. He's under no obligation to reply to the claims made by Caleb of Gun Nuts Media. And, of course, these are the claims. Well, I don't think he was specific. It was just any claims. Well, I'm going to explain to you why it was very appropriate and necessary for Paul Harrell to have responded to Caleb at all. So I'm going to read you this Wikipedia article. This is the Stolen Valor Act of 2013. So this is a real law. This is a current law on the books as I'm making this video in 2020. So let me go ahead and read the passage here. So the Stolen Valor Act of 2013 is a United States federal law that was passed by the 113th United States Congress. The law amends the Federal Criminal Code to make it a crime for a person to claim they have served in the military, embellish their rank, or fraudulently claim having received a valor award specified in the act with the intention of obtaining money, property, or other tangible benefit by convincing another that he or she received the award. The current federal law is a revised version of a previous statute struck down by the Supreme Court of the United States in United States v. Alvarez. In Alvarez, the Supreme Court ruled the arrest and prosecution of a citizen for wearing unearned military awards who did so without criminal intent violates their constitutional right to freedom of speech. So the Stolen Valor Act of 2013 amends the federal criminal code to rewrite provisions relating to fraudulent claims about military services to subject to a fine, imprisonment for not more than 1 year, or both for an individual who, with the intent to obtain money, property, or other tangible benefit, fraudulently holds himself or herself out to be a recipient of. And then, of course, here's a list of all these awards. So here's the quick procedural history. So the House, the Stolen Valor Act of 2013 was introduced by Representative Joe Heck of Nevada. It was referred to the United States House Committee on the Judiciary, blah, blah, blah. So on May 20th, 2013, the House voted to pass the Stolen Valor Act. So the Senate unanimously passed it on May 22nd. And then President Barack Obama signed it into law on June 3rd of 2013, and that's pretty much it. That's all she wrote. So with that being said, I have a question, Caleb, because there's only three ways this played out in the real world. One, you spoke with this lawyer, the dumbest fucking lawyer imaginable, and you gave him the rundown, and he didn't know what he was talking about. Well, you don't have to respond to being called a criminal. What are you talking about? You don't have to do anything. You spoke with an incompetent jackass. Whoever this lawyer is, this mythical lawyer, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's clearly not that experienced. Or you just lied to him. You just lied to him and gave him this bullshit. It's like, oh, well, I made these claims about how he shoots a gun, and now he thinks it's there's legal implications to it. And then the lawyer's like, oh, what? Someone really cares about that shit? Second scenario. You didn't speak to a real lawyer. You spoke to some idiot on the internet who pretends to be one, and you fell for it because you're a dumbass. That's very likely. Or the most likely scenario, this didn't happen at all. You're making it up. Which is it, Caleb? What happened here? Because in my estimation, if you accuse someone of a crime, it's actually kind of important to respond to such a thing. It's what you did do. You did accuse Paul Harrell of being stolen valor or having stolen valor. That's a crime. You accuse the man of a crime. Paul Harrell did state that he might legally have to respond to this video. To not do so might put him in a bad spot. That's absolutely true. Is his silence an admission of guilt? Well, I don't know. It can be. That argument might be raised by a lawyer in the court of law. Absolutely. I'm sure that they'd try. I wouldn't put it past a lawyer if they're going after someone like Paul Harrell for stolen valor. I mean, this is a crime. This is a crime. You got called out on it, kid. Fucking moron. Anyways, so let's dive to the end of the video where he goes on and on about Paul Harrell's fans being toxic, calling him gay, calling him all these other things. Well, I just like to state clearly, because it doesn't understand that Paul Harrell is not responsible for the actions of individuals. And I watched every second of the Paul Harrell rebuttal video. Not once did he call to action. Not once did he point the finger at you and tell people to grab their pitchforks and to leave heinous comments in the comment sections of your videos. People are doing that. If that is happening, I personally haven't seen evidence of it, but if it is happening, again, Paul Harrell is not responsible for that. Again, this is a concept that Caleb of Gun Nuts Media is not familiar with, because he doesn't believe in personal responsibility. He doesn't believe in owning up to your own mistakes, taking ownership. He's a weak coward. He pretends to be a conservative and on the right, but eventually, his true colors show, and now all of a sudden he's hiding behind the Rainbow Mafia. He's hiding behind the Moms Against Bullying crowd, and he's appealing to them because people like me, who don't put up with this bullshit, we're not going to be impressed by this routine. This is old. This is an old shtick, dude. This has been going on since the 90s. In the 90s, Jack Thompson tried to place school violence, tried to place the blame of violent use on video games. Well, one main reason, this is the mainest reason, that's not even a word. The main reason why that's not the case is because video games do not promote or advocate for a specific ideology. There's a clear link between action and belief. There is a link between action and belief. Now, there isn't a belief to be had by playing Halo Combat Evolved or Super Mario or any of these other games. The majority of them do not promote an ideology. So there isn't a call to action. You're not like like GTA. You can have sex with a hooker and do god awful things to the hookers, and beat them up and shoot them and whatever. Well, has there been a surge in violence against prostitutes or strippers or anything like that? No, there hasn't. It's bullshit. It's just a game. It's just a video game. You do whatever you want. But now you're making the claim, well, because Paul Harrell makes a video calling you out, proving clearly, demonstrating that you are a liar, you are dishonest, and you're just a hostile dude. Now all of a sudden you're a victim. It's funny how that works. It's really, really funny how that works. Now, let's get into talking crap about other content creators. Personally, I don't give a shit what you have to say about some Navy SEAL that no one's fucking heard of, or T-Rex arms. Who fucking cares? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And state clearly that you probably had some disagreement with the way that they handled their guns. Maybe they made a claim about some caliber and you disagreed because of your experience as some kind of awesome shooter. Who fucking cares, dude? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and state that you did not deliberately misrepresent or lie about them. You just had a difference of opinion, and maybe you were talking a little bit of smack here and there. No one cares. The Navy SEAL dudes fans aren't going to have their minds changed. T-Rex arms people aren't going to have their minds changed. Your fans are likely going to just agree with you and not have their minds changed if they even bother to review or watch the other videos that you mentioned whenever you were talking smack on YouTube. However, having a disagreement and talking a little bit of smack is a lot different from deliberately misleading people, deliberately lying about someone, and literally putting words in another person's mouth and then accusing them of being a criminal. Because you did accuse Paul Harrell of a crime. Stolen valor is a crime. I should have emphasized this point more so in the last video that I made. So, in conclusion, I just want to say to Caleb of Gun Nuts Media, it's okay to be gay. I know this is something that you really have an issue with, being called gay. I know there's a lot of subdued homosexuality in your shtick. I mean, you do have a flair for the dramatics, so there's that. I would know. I used to do voice acting, and then I did some screenplay writing. And another thing that you try to say that my comments or my statements that I made in the past, they were just humorous. I was just joking around. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously. Well, let me tell you something, sweetheart. When you write a joke, when you try to make a joke, jokes have punchlines. There's a hook and there's a punchline. Where's the punchline? You don't know what a joke is. You don't strike me as a particularly funny dude. So you're not funny. It's possible that you're gay, which is why you take issue with being called gay in the comment sections on YouTube. And again, Paul Harrell never said, "Hey, go call that guy a flaming homosexual." Go call Caleb a latent homosexual. I mean, again, it's unfortunate because if you are, I'm sorry for you, but it's 2020. You can come out of the closet now. It's not a big deal. But the reality is you're You're a weak coward, and you're hiding behind the LGBT community. You're hiding behind women. You're hiding behind brown and black people, and you can't take responsibility for your own actions. And you just, again, you're lying and being dishonest, and you're double dealing, and you're engaged in mental gymnastics, and you cannot speak about these things honestly. You cannot speak honestly about being called a fucking liar, which you are. And you know, it's just like, oh, I was joking. Oh, I do it for the clicks. Oh, you know, it's Paul Harrell's fault because his fans are fucking mean to me. And then, you know, like, I read your comments, and you go on about Bernie bros, or I see your videos, you go on about Bernie bros, and you know, people, you know, the lib turds and shit. These are your words. And it's just like, dude, you are the things you talk about. Like, this is you, dude. You are these things. You are the hypocrite. You are the liar. You are the snowflake. You know, you are the sensitive man-child that you claim to detest and be opposed to. You know, you're a hypocrite. Literally, you're a hypocrite. You know, you talk shit. You, again, your words. You talk crap for the clicks. Let's say that Paul Harrell only talked crap for the clicks, but it's only a problem when he does it. But when it's you, it's okay. Logic, you know. Man, I feel sorry for you, dude. Again, just come out of the closet. It's 2020. You know, you're allowed to be gay and have guns. And then again, it's not about your latent homosexuality. It's about you being dishonest and insulting an honorable man, Paul Harrell, who did nothing wrong. And you know what? You're lucky. He sat there, and he allowed you to run your mouth and talk shit. He allowed it to go per your words. This has been going on for a while. You've been taking cheap shots at Paul Harrell. You finally got his attention. He smacks you in the cock, and you start crying. You start crying like the weak, pathetic man-child that you are, the liar that you are, the schemer that you are, the clout chaser. You're like a fucking blonde diva in Hollywood who can't stop name dropping. Oh, my friends in the industry. I hang out with all these badasses. You're none of those things, dude. Now I'm even doubting that's even true. You seem like a fucking liar. How am I supposed to believe anything that comes out of your fucking mouth, dude? If you are telling the truth, again, I'm just going to extend an olive branch here and assume that Caleb of Gun Nuts Media is telling the truth about his connections in the industry, about all these friends he has. Here's my suggestion to those people. Stop hanging out with this guy. He's going to make you look bad. You don't want this goofball around. You don't want this joker around you. He makes everyone around him look bad because of the kind of person that he is. And it has nothing to do with Caleb possibly being gay. Again, I'm of the opinion that it's probably true, but I'm not going to, I'm an ally, okay? I don't hate people for the way they are born. You know, Lady Gaga, you're born that way, you're born that way. But don't hide behind the label, dude. People aren't attacking you because you're gay. People are attacking you because you're a piece of shit. So this is probably going to be the last video I do about Gun Nuts Media, unless he does something extremely stupid and insane that I might have to respond to it because it'd be hilarious. But, I really wanted to highlight the Stolen Valor Act of 2013, and Paul Harrell had every right to make the video that he made. And the man is just oozing with class. I hope to be as classy as Paul Harrell one day. I know I'll get there. I still got a little bit of growing up to do, but you know what? At least I can own up to the mistakes I made in the past. I can take ownership of my failures. And you know what? I aim to improve myself. I aim to be a better person. I want to stare at the person in the mirror and not vomit. Unfortunately, Caleb probably does that, because he's got like I said, that subdued homosexuality thing going on. And again, there's nothing wrong with being gay. Like I said, I'm an ally. Caleb, I extend an invitation to you. If you want to have a conversation about your actions, about your deceit, about turning a new leaf and, coming to God and being a better man and, staring into your eyes and letting your pupils become pupils so you can lead a better life, then I'm here for you, Caleb. I'm extending this invitation, a friendly, cordial conversation, not a debate, a conversation where ideas can change. People can change. In my last video, I was wearing a Bernie t-shirt as a joke. That is and that wasn't just a regular Bernie t-shirt. That was a precinct captain t-shirt. I fucking volunteered for Sanders. I was on the front lines. I was knocking on doors, making phone calls. I was, doing, personal shit for the man. And, but my mind has changed. My mind has changed. Now I love free speech. I love guns. I love my country. I'm no longer a hostile dude. I used to be a hostile dude. I was a very mean person. I talk about it in my podcast, which I should probably do a little bit more of. But anyways, minds can change, and I want to change your mind. I want you to redeem yourself because you have a large following. I've seen a couple of your videos. You seem like a knowledgeable person. You know how to handle a firearm. You know, you can do a lot of good. You know, getting 52,000 subscribers, getting that many people to listen to you and what you have to say, that's a big deal. Honestly, I'm not being funny here. That is a big deal. But you're assassinating your own character. And for what, dude? For fucking what reason? Man, I'll pray for you, Caleb. I'll pray for you, you know. That's all I got to say, guys. I hope you're all well and healthy. You're doing okay. You're staying inside. You're not getting sick. You know, pray for this nation. Pray for all the sick. You know, we're going to bounce back from this. I honestly believe that. We're going to bounce back from this. So that's all I got to say. Honestly, take care wherever you are in the world. God bless you. Peace.